Okay, so the squat is an absolute staple exercise for the lower body. It involves a bilateral stance and it's going to utilise the main muscle groups of the legs. So it's going to be the quads, potentially a bit of hamstring activity and the glutes. Now, there's tons of videos out there online about squatting. There's a lot of variation depending on how your stance is, but depending on your anatomy as well. It's going to determine exactly how you perform the squat. Typically, the advice would be to have your feet just outside hip width apart, and the main cue with the squat, other than keeping the chest up or chin up or maintaining a neutral spine, is to keep the knees out as well, because we don't want knee cave through the exercise. So I'll demonstrate the exercise now so you get a bit of a better understanding. Now I must say that my anatomy, for one, and my mobility are not the greatest for the squat. So it's not typically an exercise that I perform regularly, and this demonstration may not be the best one for you. But we will run through it anyway, and I'll just give you some tips and some guidance as we go along. So you can do this with your body weight, you can do this with a barbell, you can do this with dumbbells, whatever you have at your disposal. I'm going to use a barbell for this particular demonstration. And like anything, there are many ways to perform this exercise. Now, with the squat, like many other exercises, we can either have this in a front rack position, we can have it loaded on our upper traps on the back, we can have it as a Zercher squat, and then even in the front rack position, we can have it as a zombie squat, which essentially means we use the shelf of the shoulders. Okay, create that shelf there, and then we allow the arms to come out directly in front, which I'm not going to do because I don't have anywhere to load the bar. But zombie squats can also be great. And the thing is, with a front squat position, it forces your upper body to stay more upright and more vertical, whereas the back squat can allow a bit more of an angle at the hips, which allows us to load the glutes a bit more. So if we were to let's take it on the back for the purpose of this. So we want to maintain a neutral spine, we want to keep the core engaged. Like any exercise where we're loading through the body, we're going to take a big breath into the belly and then lock that breath in so that that creates stability around the core. We're going to take our neutral position and then we're going to just break at the hips and the knees. And as we do so, we keep everything else in alignment and stable. So break at the hips and the knees, keep the knees out, keep the chest up. And I'm just going to get to about this position here, because for me, with my mobility and my anatomy, this is about as far as I can go without losing a stable position, okay? And from here, we're going to drive the feet through the floor, and that allows us to accelerate up. Okay, so I will show you from the side just what I mean about losing that position at the bottom of the squat. So if I take it from the Zercher position here, so I'm going to do a Zercher squat for this one. So for me, I'll be turning my feet slightly out as well, and I have a slightly wider stance than what may be considered the normal go-to stance. Now, as I come down, my back position needs to stay neutral and my core needs to stay stable. I need to be upright. Now, if I go lower than this position here, I'll get what's called butt wink, which is where you get posterior pelvic tilt and the bum and the low back seems to round, okay? That's what we don't want, because we're losing stability in the low back and in the core. So from here, we're fine. Drive the feet through the floor, we're up. When we lose that position at the bottom, and the low back and the bum appears to round under, that is when we're losing the stability there and we're at risk of injury. Okay, we want to maintain that position, and if that means, like in the video there, you can only come down to roughly 90 degrees, then so be it, because that is the position that you can get to safely. Now, obviously there are things you can do to kind of ameliorate that. You can have a heel lift, so like most weightlifting shoes will have an elevated heel, which just allows you to get into a deeper position because it changes the angle at the ankle, knee and hip. Also, I alluded to earlier with the way you load the bar, whether it's on your front, whether it's in a Zercher position or whether it's on your back, can change the overall angle of the movement. So when you saw me do the Zercher squat, I was quite a lot more upright, but I didn't get as much depth. Now for someone like me who has relatively long femurs in proportion to the rest of my body, the femur being the thigh bone, if I was to take a back squat, it can potentially allow me to have a bit more of an angle as I come down at the hips, which allows me to load the glutes more. So what you'll see is, in what some people will do is, they'll use the front squat to load the quads more, and they'll use the back squat to load the hips more. Now that's quite niche and nuanced, and we don't really need to be getting that specific with it here, but that is how the way you position the bar and the way you move can have a different adaptation potentially. Now this is, like I say, that is very specific because realistically, on a global scale, the exercise of the squat, no matter how you load it, is really going to be utilising the quads and the glutes anyway. So these are slight little differences that we're addressing there. But overall, that is how to perform the squat, and hopefully now that you've seen the demonstration and a few tips and pointers, you'll be able to integrate that into your training.